again, friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to full-time the Matchday Ticket Live. I'm on my own at the moment. The Cruncher has been called to do radio duties, and I don't know where Matt Phillips is, but I am here, and I am ready to listen to you guys. I want to hear your voice. This is your part of the show. This is full-time. Town have won comfortably today, 2-0, or was it comfortable? Were you nervy at all? That second half could have gone either way. We've already got some fantastic comments coming in. Emerson Fairweather, John Nolan, my man of the match. Love it. Not quite agree with it, but love the fact you're getting involved. Mini Cruncher, Bishop, man of the match. Joe Dick 92, get in, yes. Vital to kick it off. And Adam Flat, second half was Pony. Yes, we know, Cruncher, you ain't got to keep telling us you're doing the radio. We do know. Look, here he is, look. Just doing radio. You're all right, mate. All right, calm down. Calm down. C. Vera against any other team would have struggled. Hawks asked for Link. Brilliant. Jordan wants to get involved, and we want you guys to get involved. You can either comment in the comment section. If you're on Facebook, please be aware I will try and read your comments as quickly as I can. But if the conversation's flowing, which hopefully it will be, it may not be said. If you want it to be aired, come onto YouTube and leave a comment, and I'll make sure it goes on the screen. So here he is, Mr. Phillips. Welcome in. How you doing?
Good.
How do you feel following that second half and vital 3 points?
It was great. Sorry I'm a little bit late. We had a surprise visit from my mother, the head of the family, making sure I wasn't tweeting nonsense.
You do that on a regular basis, mate.
Yeah, it was a bit. I mean, it was a bit flat when in the second half. It wasn't great. You said to me, didn't you, Martin, this could be a 1-1. This. It's got 1-1.
First 10-15 minutes, I was thinking this, especially when Wilson missed that gilt-edged chance.
God, yeah,
I thought, no.
Yeah, but we just did enough to win it. I think we're going to be okay. I think if any Wigan fans are watching that and thinking, I don't think they'll struggle. I don't think they'll get relegated if they can keep that nucleus of that team, I think. But yeah, we did enough. We've done enough. It was a difficult game for us. We didn't really know what to expect, what kind of Wigan team it was going to be. We've got the win. It's happy days.
Absolutely. I have got a poll running on both Facebook and Twitter. So if you see that, get involved. It was who was your man of the match today following Wigan. So certainly get involved.
It's a tough one, that, I think. I mean, Sky gave it to Bishop.
Who was your man of the match? Who was your man of the match?
There was nobody really shining, was there? I think people sort of did a job and it contributed to 3 points. I think Nolan did well. I do think Bishop did well. I think Ward did well. The quick thinking was the catalyst for the first goal, of course, on the free kick. So I don't think there was any outstanding players. I think a lot of people did their jobs well.
Good team performance, wasn't it?
Yes.
Let's have a few comments from across the social medias. We've got the new Gardner. 3 points in the bag. Only need 97 more.
And 98 goals.
Good start for Town from Joe. Only correct score I've had all weekend. And it don't count, Joe. It don't count. Ashley Bell, job done. Welcome in, Ashton. Nice to see you, my man.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Andrew, great start. Let's keep it up.
Yes.
And the new Gardner, he had this at half time and it just fell the other side of us going live. Even though he won, I thought the fans looked a little flat. On Facebook, we've got Bill Old. Great result. Concerned with overall performance. Mike Baker.
I do feel, Martin, I mean, it came up earlier on the chat now. I do think if we've got better opposition or a team that, have known each other more than 10 minutes, I do feel like we could struggle a little bit, but...
Really?
Yeah. There was no tempo to the second half, was there? There wasn't no momentum in our play.
But that was from both teams, wasn't it? That was from both teams.
A little bit. I suppose we were protecting a lead a little bit as well, weren't we?
Watching a video on slow-mo at times. A couple of times you see a player go for a ball or go to clear it, and it looked really slow.
I said to you, didn't I? When Judge broke down the right-hand side, there was like a little break. He looked really slow and lethargic. Yeah, exactly what I was thinking.
Adam. I do apologise, Adam. A good 3 points against the team that will take a lot of points off other Division 1 teams when they get going.
I agree with that.
James Warren Elmer, brilliant game. Mike Baker, needs to be more clinical in front of goal. Talk to me about James Norwood coming in, Jordan. Your windows are safe currently, but talk to me about Norwood. Was it good to see him?
Well, to start off with, gents, we've missed this feeling, haven't we?
Oh, haven't we just?
Yeah.
Clean sheet, 2 midfield goals. Costa del Lostoff shining outside. It's unbelievable. The windows are well and truly still intact as well. It's incredible stuff, isn't it, lads? I haven't seen 2 midfielders score in one game for some time. I tell you that, for some
Go back
time.
and see when that was. Yeah.
Norwood, he was all right. I'm not really sure why he took Drennan off. I imagine he might have had a tweak or something like that. I don't feel like Drennan did anything wrong.
Maybe pre-planned. They both get 45.
Possibly, yeah. You could tell Norwood hadn't played a lot of football when the ball got fizzed into him a couple of times.
Yeah.
A couple of times he could have anticipated a bit better. But end of the day, lads, win's a win.
We're there.
Good to see a few of the lads back out there, like Hughes. A couple of times where when we were a bit fitter and a bit more at it, he could have driven into the box and had a go.
Yeah.
But overall, end of the day, 3 points is 3 points. That's a potential banana skin today.
Yeah, it was.
It was. Yeah. Who was your man of the match, Jord?
For me, Andre Dazelle. I thought he was superb for all of the, not speculation as such, but criticism that I feel he gets at times, including myself. I'll be the first to say that he's only at this football club sometimes. I've said it before, only here sometimes because of his old man, I feel like. But today, he showed what he can do. Do you know what I mean? When he get that ball, that's one touch out of his feet, and he gives us another dimension. And for me, a very close second that no one's really mentioned is Stephen Ward. I thought he was fantastic today.
Me too.
Something different going forward. And as soon as we lost that ball, absolutely busting a gut. Even at 2-0, busting a gut to get back in. Every single time. I thought he was superb today.
There's a really good chat here. I was thinking exactly the same here. The new Gardner, we could do with that Naismith in our back four. And he's not really a defender, really. He can just slot in there. I thought he looked tidy. Yeah. I don't think he might have even been left-footed, which would be helpful for us. But
I'm really impressed by Ward. I agree with George there. Player I wasn't keen on signing, but as I said last week, I'm really proud. Really pleased he's on my side.
Yeah,
such a class player. It reminds me of the David Unsworth signing under.
It's a great comparison, Martin. Yeah, it's really good comparison.
You know, because he brings assured, and he's getting down that living a lot more than I thought he would. Jordan. You know, him and Sears are really starting to get an understanding, aren't they?
Yeah. I noticed Sears always cut inside between the centre back and the winger every time Ward was down that left hand side. I thought they were superb. The pair of them was superb. I felt their right back was very much a League One centre back as such. He could head every ball, but he certainly couldn't play football, could he? I mean, that Guion Edwards, I think it was like the second chance he had where the keeper stopped it.
Yeah,
I mean, he's just walked past him, and he really
the space you can't go busting.
I know.
For sure.
I do feel for Wigan now. I mean, some of them transfer fees that the players had left for, Paul Cook saying they're even lower than them. I mean,
sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Well, it is. But then if Downs goes for big money, right? Is there a couple of players there you could go and cherry pick?
I know who I'd have straight away. Joe Garner would be in my team straight away.
Can
every day.
A front to a Garner and Norwood. Oh, that would be absolute bastardry.
You know. That would mean surely one of our strikers is leaving them because you can, as Phil said on Friday night, you can only play one in that central. If we're playing 4-3-3,
well,
you can play one, can't you?
I still think there's more to this Jackson thing. I don't believe fully that he's injured and to the point where he couldn't play and he hasn't been able to play, I'll be honest with you.
I thought they might want to sign an injured player. Do you know what I mean? It was a bit weird.
Exactly. Yeah. What I did find interesting was before the game, they showed who was at the game, like player-wise. Yeah. You had your Kane Vincent Youngs, you had the lot there, but you had no Flynn Downs sitting there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So,
He's gone.
Yeah. End of the day, mate, I've met him personally. I sat down and had chat with him, and he plays football like he plays FIFA, and you'd never meet a nicer lad in football. And I don't believe that is this whole transfer request thing's him going into the office saying, "Oh, I want to leave." It's not like that at all.
Well, I don't think he's like that either.
I just think he wants to better himself. At the end of the day, he's done more than enough in this shirt to warrant a move, hasn't he? You can't.
Oh, yeah, for definitely.
You could never deny anyone to go to the Premier League, could you? I suppose from our own selfish point of view, if he's available, fit, and able to play, we want him to play.
Yeah, of course. I think no matter what club you're at, whether it's National League, whatever league, do you know what I mean? Furlough none. You lose your best player, you got it, didn't you? For me, he's our best player. I mean,
certainly. Well, thank you, Jordan. I've got Luke waiting to come on.
What's up, man, Jordan? It's good to see you, mate.
Cheers, lad.
Nice to see you, Jordan. Thank you, mate. Luke, I'm worried because if no. When Flynn Downs goes, I don't like his like-for-like replacement. I'm sorry, John Nolan today, he did some nice, tidy bits and pieces, but he's not a Flynn Downs. And at times in that second half, we missed the work rate, we missed the tenacity, we missed the energy. Do we need a midfielder when Downs goes, or are you happy with John Nolan?
I was impressed with John Nolan at points of the game. There are times in the game today where he went lost, and I still feel like sometimes he plays too many backwards and sideways passes, and people like Dazelle and Bishop are probably more forward thinking in that. But yeah,
but you need somebody with those players, Luke. You need somebody with. Sorry to cut across you there. You need somebody with those players that's going to do the dirty work. And there was times in that midfield for Wigan where they had such like almost the run of the park, if you like, and had they had a bit more tempo or maybe a few games under their belt, they could have picked us apart because our back four doesn't look steady. It doesn't.
No, yeah, I kind of agree. Really, like that is something that we will lack when Downs like eventually leaves. They were talking about it on Sky Sports and that kind of thing, saying that that he might go, and there's obviously interest from there. I was actually talking to a podcast the other day from Crystal Palace, and they seem to think that everything's gone quiet on their end. But yeah, I definitely feel like we need that kind of guy that can break up play and also kind of drive the team forward in that sense as well. We've got it from people like Hughes, but he doesn't really offer that kind of no,
hasn't got the legs either, is he, for that?
No.
But Ashley Bell, Nolan is just boring, isn't he? Doesn't go forward, doesn't really do defensive work. He's just there.
Which is strange, isn't it? Because when he was at Shrewsbury, of course, he played that more advanced role and was really inspirational there and got them to the playoffs. But yeah, I'd agree with that. He does seem a little bit anonymous.
Luke, who's your man of the match? Don't say Teddy Bishop.
I'd probably say Dazelle. Probably more based on his first half performance, because his second half didn't really do much. No one really did in the second half, to be honest. But I thought his range of passing, you kind of see more this season compared to last season, how he can dictate a game and how he can create chances that other players in our midfield can't. I think a lot last season, we didn't necessarily see that as much because he spent most of the time on the bench. But when he did, it wasn't that kind of game where he could affect it. I think we've seen more throughout pre-season and the game today where he can affect it for his pass, and I think he's done good. Bishop as well, I think they said it was his first goal since 2014. Hopefully, we always lack goals from midfield, and hopefully by Bishop getting a goal today, that's something that he can take on. He probably was lucky not to have the second. I think he hit the post in the first half as well. But yeah, I was impressed with Bishop and Dazelle. I can't really rate the goalkeeper wholly because obviously he wasn't, I think he even had the save to make throughout the whole game. Defence as well, they didn't really have much to do, but at the same time, are they really going to be the starting two defenders that you play throughout the whole season?
I think now they are, Luke, because it's the new mantra of your shirt, keep the shirt, win the shirt. Clean sheet. I mean, no matter how dodgy they may have looked in periods, Matt, it's a clean sheet, isn't it?
Oh, you've always got to be really happy with a clean sheet, haven't you? If not conceded over 9 minutes, you've got to be pleased with that. And of course, it was a little bit, I wouldn't even B-list, a C-list defence, wasn't it, with Wilson and Enciala in there? I'm sure that's well down Lambert's list of priority defenders as partnerships. Interesting you said there about Bishop. That was a point that slips our mind half time, mate. And of course, his first goal since he scored at Bournemouth. What was it, 5-6 years back?
Yeah, really good goal as well.
Presumably, yeah.
Yeah, really good goal as well. I was really impressed with Bishop. Obviously, you always fear any sort of tackle. You're not going to see him for the rest of the year, but it was good to see him on the score sheet and playing really well. I've got Lee Brown, who says Downs is leaving. No new fresh bids. Martin Crabtree, win to win. Stop knocking individual win. See, this is it, right? Win to win. Stop knocking individuals. Win as a team, lose as a team. I don't think it's wrong to knock individuals after a win or a defeat. I think you can still say, if Downs was to leave, have we got it in our locker to replace him? Because we're going to hit the bar, had almost a stroll of the park at times, and before the game, don't forget my forecast Friday, everyone was saying, we should be knocking these, so it's a win, but it wasn't a comprehensive win. No. I'm keen to get the Cruncher's views when he comes on in a second, but what does Paul Lambert do? What do I want to say here? Thomas Holy, first and foremost. I said to you, Matt, in the WhatsApp group. How have we got the only giant that can't deal with crosses? At times he was 6 and 7s, wasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he did okay. I know what you mean. I mean, is he going to play against? It's Fulham, isn't it? Wednesday. Got the Fulham game Wednesday. Yeah. Will he get a run out there? Will he play again? Will he play Cornell? Again, we've not really got anyone outstanding, have we? Between the sticks, I don't know. It's not like it could be either or. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, really good. It's just that these mistakes didn't cost us today, but they are going to cost us at some point. But overall, I was really impressed.
I'm not getting the sense everyone's getting carried away, but I keep thinking back to when we played Wimbledon last season. Remember, we went one down quite early, and we pulled it out the bag 2-1, and the greatly trained rode on. I think we've seen a little bit more realism here. I do feel like we've played some strong opposition, as people have been saying here, and then been cobbled together last minute. I do feel like it could have been a draw rather than the 3 points. But
Matthew Barrett,
beat what's in front of you, can't you?
Matthew Barrett, I thought Nolan was decent. Yeah, Nolan was decent. I'm just worried he isn't the level of Flynn.
Well, here's another question, and maybe Luke can come in with this one. What happens if when we play Fulham Wednesday, Giselle gets injured, can't play the next league game? Where's the creativity coming from then?
You have to give Idris a chance or
something
like that.
What's that, Luke? Sorry?
I said you have to give Idris a chance or someone like that. Obviously, I know he wants him to get loaned out, but if you lose Downs or Giselle in midfield, you're not really going to be sticking to Goose in that position, are you? Like, I think this is the kind of season where he's going to be coming in the odd game to kind of be that point. But obviously he's not really been named on the bench. He hasn't really played most of the games. So if someone like Giselle was to be injured for whatever reason, the only logical decision I think is someone like Idris or a formation change. But he's clearly not going to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he brings on Tuesday night. I've got Lyle Perry on Facebook with a fantastic comment. Thank you, Lyle. I thought Chambers had a decent game alongside Toto and Norwood, who proved sharp. Edwards great when he came on. Teddy was great today as well as Dozell.
Sharp, Edwards. Yeah, he did look sharp, didn't he?
Yeah, Edwards plays left and right. I'm not surprised to see him come on either wing. I know some people on Twitter were surprised. He's a very versatile player, and at times, Matt, we really saw the best of Edwards today, didn't we? Beating a fullback, looking to have intent about his play. What do you think about Edwards today?
Yeah, I mean, I said on one of the summer shows, didn't I, when we were doing our reviews and things, that he annoyed me a little bit because he gets booked far too easily or doesn't offer enough to the team. But he looked really sharp today, so credit to him. Again, he was given a lot of space, as Jordan was saying earlier. But he was there, wasn't he? He was like Johnny on the spot when Norwood did that little turn and he was there for the goal. I do feel a bit sorry for Drinnan. Maybe if he'd been in that opportunity, he would have finally got off the mark a little bit. But yeah, he did well. He did well, Edwards. Very good.
Just look more dangerous though, don't we? With Norwood, we just look at it. Is.
Well, it's a bit more. It's a bit more presence, isn't it? I think it's presence.
Hello. Oh, sorry, I'm not big webcam. Luke, talk to me about Edwards. Talk to me about Edwards, Luke. What do you think about Edwards?
Yeah, I was really impressed with him, to be honest. I think when he came in at Blackburn, I always mention that game, but from when he came in, he was that kind of direct running winger that we hadn't really had for a while, like people like Selena, you think of them kind of people. But I think today, in a couple of games in pre-season, he's really shown that willingness to take people on and be a bit more direct in his play. I still think of him more as a left-sided winger rather than a right-sided winger.
Yeah. I think
he plays better in that position.
I think he's both.
Yeah, but yeah, I think he played well. He's that kind of midfielder that you need. I think you lack that kind of taking on directness from Judge because obviously I think he lacks a bit of pace. Sears can do that well, but he's not a natural winger. But I thought he did well. Come off the bench in a scoreline that I think was 1-0 at the time, and I kind of went into the game thinking we could probably get a couple of goals here and build some momentum, but it didn't really appear that way. It was 1-0 until very late on, where any team could have scored, but we weren't really. They kept saying on Sky Sports, Ipswich Town haven't done anything in the last 15 minutes. They're kind of just sitting there. And it wasn't until Edwards came on, he kind of did something and got the goal. But Norwood did well when he come on at more.
The possession stats was like 80% in Wigan's favour, wasn't it, over a certain time period?
Matt, we've got Curtis Yates here. He can't just shut up shop because he isn't moving. Play for your club and your move will happen.
Yeah, well, we said that in the pre-match show, didn't we?
How do you rate? And thank you, Luke, for your comments today. Cruncher coming on very soon. Thank you, Luke, my friend. How do you rate Paul Lambert's performance today? Obviously, first half we were a bit more positive than the second half. How do you rate him second half? Do you feel the way we came out and set up shop and defended was a little bit?
It wasn't right on par with what we was led to believe, wasn't it? We didn't have that. We didn't see that last week against Bristol Rovers, of course. I feel like there was elements where I felt like I was watching games from last season in the second half. And we have said this before. It's very difficult for someone of Lambert, having been around the game for so long, 600 games as a manager. It's very difficult to see a leopard change his spots.
Yes, it is.
It's all very well talking about it.
I was a bit disappointed the way we appeared to shut up shop at 1-0. 1-0, not 2. You know, at 1-0, it's so... Let's live in the world of Joe Garner goes down in the box, gets a penalty, 1-0, 1-1. You've got to have a time and a period where you do set up shop and say, beat us. But I just felt there was goals in that game for both sides still to happen. And to go so defensive so early or appear so, a little bit naive. Appreciate the comment there, Curtis. Guys watching, Curtis does some fantastic artwork.
Very good.
£10 a pop.
Really
I've bought some. They are absolutely brilliant. Happy days. Go to his Twitter. Curtis Yates is on the screen right now. Thanks for your comment, Curtis. I thought as I've seen his name, I might as well plug the stuff I've bought off him. You know,
quality.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Cruncher, talk to Mr. Media Mogul, the real media mogul. Matthew is in the room. Cruncher, talk to me. What are your
double duty today, Matt?
What was the vibe on Suffolk? What was going on?
Well, I said we sat back too much second half.
Yes.
You know, like I said at half time, we need to get out there early, second half. Go at them, get that second goal, and then it makes the game a lot easier for us. You know, the game will open up. They've got to push more players forward. We'd have had more space to play in, and we would sat back. And on another day, we would have got caught there, and we're coming away with a 1-1, and everyone's going to be saying, "Why didn't we attack more?" You know, is that? I don't know. Is that the manager? Is it the players? I don't know.
I mean, it goes back to this pressure thing, doesn't it, Richard? He says he doesn't feel the pressure, but there was pressure really to get that win today. You've got to be winning against a team in administration in your first home game at Portman Road. The pressure was to win, so maybe he just wanted to get those 3 points over.
Look, full credit to Wigan. I thought they were excellent for a team that were thrown together. You know, and they probably hardly trained together. I thought they were real credit to their manager, and I thought they were real credit to their club. And I'm thinking, going forward, Look, they've had they said, 70 odd jobs they've lost at the club. You know, people have lost their jobs. Yeah. But going forward as a football club, I really hope that they get some good luck along the way. And I think they'll be all right this season. I think if they stick to what they had today, and obviously Sheridan had some more players up to October where the window's shut. So I think they'll be all right. And I think they'll beat a few teams. They'll be all right. They won't be a Bolton. They won't be a Bolton and struggle.
No. I mean, you've got to be fairly lousy to get relegated out of this league, I think. I mean, look at Southend. Conceded 85 goals last season.
Conceded 4 yesterday against Harrogate, so they haven't improved, have they?
So you've got to be fairly lousy. I think Wigan will be absolutely fine. They could even be top half.
Cruncher.
New signings.
Who's your man of the match?
Stephen Ward.
Okay.
I thought he was excellent. He didn't get forward so much second half, but I didn't think we played as well as a team second half. We didn't really attack. But I thought for him, solid debut. Quick thinking for the first goal. Look, I thought he was excellent. Look, Teddy played all right, but I thought the midfield second half, they were a little bit quiet. Andre sort of disappeared a little bit. I thought John Nolan had a decent game. I thought he'd done okay. But I thought Ward, solid game. He's going to be a solid performer, I think, throughout the season.
They must have just been told to consolidate a little bit and not push forward so much, because the tempo and the momentum from the midfield wasn't there, was it, second half?
That was like a performance under Mick, wasn't it? Second half, where you just we're happy with a 1-0. We'll take a 1-0, but I don't know. Look, we can't criticise today. We've won 2-0. We've kept a clean sheet. On to the next.
I've got Wayne Till on Facebook. We sat back too much. Garner hit the bar. Too many gaps at the back. Would you be happy playing a consistent run of games with that back four?
No.
Why?
Well, you need Vincent Young back at right back, and you need Wolfenden in the middle.
Win the shirt, keep the shirt, clean sheet.
No, you got your best players. Look, we kept a clean sheet.
So right.
Hang on. Kept a clean sheet. I think if anyone, set pieces have always been for me an Achilles heel. I said at half time, when do we get free headers in the box from corners? I know Chambers scored the goal against Bristol Rovers. Yeah, that was good. But other than that, He's that lad. He had two absolute golden chances with his head against the better side. If you make mistakes like that, you will get punished.
Oh, you will, yeah, for sure, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt.
But we don't know about Wolford, and we don't know how long he's going to be out for. So hopefully, it's just a little knock or something, and he's back.
Well, I live in the world of keep the shirt, win the shirt. So how about Bishop? Was it good to see him gracing Point Road the way we know he can?
I thought Teddy played well. He got one goal. Could have had another hit the post. He looked fit, didn't he? I think he looked fit. He could get about, and look, we just keep your fingers crossed that he can.
It's the best we've seen him, Rich, isn't it? It's the best
we've not seen him, have we, Matt?
Apart from that breakout season. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we've not seen him. I think 55 games he played in, I think 5 years or 6 years, which is poor. He's had a lot of bad luck with injuries, and this is another crucial season for him. He has to stay fit. We've given him another year. He has to play football.
So our promotion odds are now 7, or were before, now are 7-2. There's a beautiful picture of Paul Lambert on my screen. It's on Sky in a suit. What a stunner. Adam Flatt is entering the conversation. Adam, welcome to the stream, my man. How you doing?
Good, gentlemen. How are you?
How you doing? You all right?
I can't get away from that picture of Paul Gill.
You love the picture.
Who was your man of the match, my man?
Stephen Ward, country mile, best player on the pitch for me. Left back, just the experience he adds to the team. It's just very, very good. I thought, also a bit of a steady Eddie influence in there as well. When it all looked like it was going to crumble at the back for us, he was the one player that sort of, made it all a little bit more secure.
3 over 30s in the back four today, haven't we?
Yeah,
Wilson, Chambers, and Ward.
Dad's army at the back, wasn't it?
Adam, were you a fan of Ward signing in the first place, or did you have reservations?
I suppose the age probably put me off a bit. It's sort of, I suppose, if you're going to be looking at this 5-point plan from Evans, it doesn't really ring true, does it? Signing a 35-year-old, but
yeah,
that team was, it was crying out for some more leadership with her. If you think Skewes isn't going to play this season, really, let's be honest. Just leaves Chambers. You can imagine they're quite quiet boys, some of them. Bishop, Dazelle, they don't strike me as lads that are going to turn around and bollock someone out if, a pass has been misplaced. So, he's a good signing, I think. And that side of things, I think he'll definitely add to the side for sure.
I think that puts the end to Miles Kenlock, personally. He's 24 now. I think he really needs a move and needs to go and play football first. Yeah, definitely needs to go and play first team football. It's no good sitting on the bench playing 23s football, not at his age. And if he's not made it now, he's not really gonna make it at Ipswich, which is sad because he's come through our academy. But that's life, isn't it? He'll go and play football somewhere, and he'll probably do a decent job.
Yeah. Hey Adam, we spoke about him yesterday on Twitter. What about Toto? What did you think of him today?
Well, I think Toto probably looks better when he's playing alongside someone like Wolfenden. Because James Wilson he's a bit car crash in at centre half. He can't pass the ball, can he, at all? It was I don't know whether it was in the first half where there was no one near him, I think, and then he just sort of aimlessly booted the ball up into the air for no reason, and it's just it doesn't fill you with confidence, does it?
If you're wanting to play football out from the back, that's probably not the back four that you want, is it?
It's absolutely not the back four, is it? That you want to play out from the back. Certainly when you got Holy behind you as well, it's not a bit of a recipe for disaster in it. And I think that probably showed today. That's why maybe we weren't so crisp with the passing. There were times in the first half, but it sort of died off badly in the second half. It was really dross at times, and maybe that explains it. Maybe that back four. Maybe you need a lad like Wolfenden in there. You need Kane Vincent-Young in there. To sort of not go wrong at every opportunity.
Even a Corinne Darber coming back would have helped, maybe.
Definitely.
He'd have played today. I think he'd have played in Darber if he was fit.
Such a shame that dead leg.
Yeah.
It's the balance for me. Left-footed centre half, right-footed centre half. It's all about balance. Certainly, if you want to play that kind of football, I think you need that. You need that balance.
We don't look comfortable, do we? Because a couple of times in the first half, it was pass to Wolfenden, pass to NCR, pass to Wilson, back to Holy, and then it was a big lump up the field. And I'm thinking,
definitely. Definitely.
That's probably. But then you'd probably think, yeah, that's the best option because they don't look comfortable footballers. Chambers is another one, isn't he? Really, let's be fair. He doesn't look that comfortable when he's got time and he wants to pass it.
I suppose he can do less damage. He could do less damage when he's shunted out at right back. I suppose, can't he? You know, he's sort of not as dangerous if he's sort of booting the ball in the. Suppose if he's shoved out at right back, he could sort of not as dangerous. I don't think
that's his best. That's his best position, isn't it? That's his best position, right back, Chambers.
I think so. Wanted your guys' opinion about. I put in the comments earlier about when Downs leaves, because let's be honest, he's going to leave, isn't he? But by the end of October, he's gone. But who's going to replace him? Because I genuinely don't think we've got a midfielder in the club that's sort of like their mindset is defence first. You know, the kind of midfielder that's going to snuff out attacks, can sense the danger, and that's. We got one, but you know, we have. He hasn't
got the legs. That's the problem.
Exactly.
So what about Brett McGavin? What about Brett McGavin?
He too young, too raw.
Martin, he's not too young because
he's too young.
Look, right, let's
45 minutes crunch. Come
on,
right,
spin it round. Right, nothing to do with Ipswich. Leeds United yesterday had a 20-year-old goalkeeper playing in the Premier League who had played 20 games.
They lost 4-3.
Yeah, but if
They've
you
also
believe
got Bielsa in charge.
But if you believe in something, if you believe in something with your youngsters, you have to start it somewhere. It's no good playing a Wilson, you know, an Enciala.
We did have a new caller, but Stephen Butler, you've dropped out. You're welcome to come back. If you come back, I will put you on the chat, Stephen. You were there. I was about to click you in, and you've gone. Sorry to jump in.
We said that, didn't we, Richard, on Twitter with Katie yesterday? That Leeds keeper, even though I think he'd done about 10 or so appearances for Leeds last season. I think he'd done about 20 in France in League Two.
Our players are always learning. They're always learning somewhere else, Matt. Yeah. Why can't they learn in our first team? We're playing in League One. We're not a Premier League or Championship team. They need to learn somewhere. Yeah. Play in our first team. Believe in the youngsters.
But maybe that's
we had Bielsa in charge.
Guys, Lee Brown on Facebook, Sky Lambert has said no fresh developments on Downs. Mark Forster, good going forward. Look
BS.
At the back.
That's BS. That's rubbish. Why didn't he play him then?
Exactly. Very good point.
Because if we had Bielsa as manager, he'd make Wilson and Toto look like Maldini and Baresi at centre half, wouldn't he? Let's be honest.
Joe Dickinson, their left back was brilliant. Their left back was brilliant. I think Pearce. Adam, Crunch has been banging on about keeping the shirt. Now he's not playing Downs. He wants to chuck out Dozell, Bishop, or Nolan. Who, you know, I'm not Nolan's biggest fan.
I'm not getting rid of Dozell or Bishop.
But he wouldn't drop Nolan or Bishop for Downs.
What if he's at the club? So you're not going to play him? What happens in October then, Martin? If he's still here?
Well, surely if you're winning and they're playing well, and this is the question to Adam, if you're winning and playing well, do you keep that midfield three regardless of Downs' ability? And you say to Downs, look, you said your head was turned. If he did, work your way back in, force your way back.
Is he not training then?
Adam?
For me, I would have him back in the team. But I think Paul Lambert has probably backed himself into a corner with his comments to say that he keep the shirt. So he basically has to stand by it now, doesn't he? So if you play, you know, we're winning games, you're playing well. I think he's got to keep the same side, really, hasn't he? But for me, I'd sack that game off on Wednesday. I'd have the under-15s out there, to be honest, because let's look another injury today. If you believe Drynan's injured, Wolfenden got injured before the game. It's the walking wounded out there, isn't it? You know, they're going to have to sack that game off Wednesday, wrap our players in cotton wool, and then on to Bristol Rovers. For me, I don't think anyone cares about Wednesday's game. I certainly don't.
Oh, Steve, you've gone again, Steve. Come back if you want to.
Adam, you won't be paying a tenner then to watch on Wednesday.
No, mate. I don't. Well, I can't reveal how I watch my games, but I certainly won't be paying a tenner.
But you'll be watching.
Thank you. Yeah, he'll be watching us, Cruncher. We're watching the Matchday Ticket live.
Obviously, everyone watches us.
Thank you, Adam. Steve, my man.
Yeah, definitely.
Welcome into today's stream. What do you make of today's game, Steve?
Yeah, it was interesting, really. It's a bit of a different situation we find ourselves in, but I'm still not 100% sure that the layout of the team is right. I'm not sure that the formation that he's playing with the players we've got available is 100% myself. We have got some talented players, we have got some talented lads, but I think we just need to get the basis of things right first before we start playing these sort of formations that potentially doesn't fit our players. I'm probably a little bit out there with that decision, but I just think that to get the young lads and the experienced lads working together, I think we just need to have a solid basis of knowing that maybe you need to put the two up top and not have just the three. And
just say go to up top, would you, Steve?
Yeah, I think I would. I think the basis of it all needs to be a solid basis of. Yeah, I know we haven't got potentially the four that we need at the back at the moment with injuries and everything. Yeah. But we just got to get everything right really, and go from there.
You don't want to be sort of you don't want this wishy-washy approach, do you? I think
definitely not. No, definitely not.
Doing 4-3-3 1 minute, 4-4-2 the next, which he was doing last season. Trying to put a basis down, like you say. Yeah,
just to be solid, really, and know where everybody else is. And I just think at the end of the day, you see that the teams that are playing day in day out, and with the players, I know we get injuries. I'm not disputing that, but we need to have a solid basis and go from there. That's my opinion anyway.
Steve, who's your man in the match today, my friend?
Wardy, I think he was very, very good. Good player, good solid player, good talker, and that's kind of what you need really. You need someone to command the back. I think you need to making sure that you've got the youngsters knowing going from there. Sorry, it's my daughter. She's realised that I'm on the phone now.
We heard Adam there, Steve. We heard Adam. How would you deal with Wednesday? Because obviously you don't want injuries, you don't want fatigue, but equally you don't want to get out of the habit of winning football matches. So
no, you don't. And that's the hard, and that's what Lambert gets paid for. Bless him. End of the day, he needs to make that decision. But I think it's a very, very difficult one. I think at the end of the day, you need to mix it up. However, you don't want to mix it up too much because, like you said, like we had last year, we mix it completely up and the momentum goes and then we get in a downward spiral. So I think that, you need to bring in the players that have not had the game time. However, you're not a completely different side because that's going to be counterproductive, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think your strikers, he's got to get minutes into Norwood, hasn't he? And even Hawkins, he needs minutes as well.
Yeah, I think, to be brutal, I'm glad you brought up Norwood. He's got a lot to prove this year. I think, he's came up the back of being Tranmere, playing really well, and I was really excited. I thought he was going to be the really, almost Marcus Stewart-esque in regards to it. Kind of. He's got a lot to answer for.
Perfect. Thank you, Steve. Really appreciate
it. I'm going to have to go.
Hopefully you'll come back and tune in and come on again, my friend.
Yeah, we'll do. Cheers, lads.
Thank you, Steve. Cruncher and Matt. I've got Jordan here. Are we going up? He says yes and yes. I say 100 points, 100 goals. Paul Lambert, manager of the year. What do you two say?
We've got to be playing a lot better than that.
Yeah, I agree. And
definitely.
Let's see how we play against promotion favourites.
Yeah. Well, is it shades of last year where we're winning games but not playing well?
That'll only take you so far, won't it? Which it proved last season because I know we were winning them games at the start of the season, but then again, come on, we were playing Shrewsbury and Tranmere and crap like that. I'll stand by it. The first 6 games, 15 points. You shouldn't be losing any of them first 6 games that we've got. I really think that we should we got to nail something down here. Teams lost yesterday. We got a march on them already, haven't we? Oxford, Peterborough, Sunderland drew, Portsmouth drew. So we're 2 points ahead of them already. So we've got to continue that to next Saturday, Bristol Rovers away. That'll be a sterner test there than it would have been in the cup game.
I want to finish on discussions on Wednesday, but first and foremost, we had somebody pre-game who tuned in and said we're now part of their matchday ritual. So we thank you ever so much for that comment.
Yeah, brilliant.
And it follows on last week's comment of us being part of the matchday routine. Obviously, we couldn't be there today. I missed my pre-match burger. I'm not going to lie. So I'm off to hunt down a place called Best Burger in Stone Market because apparently they do great burgers. But what do you two? How did you two? Was there a new ritual you found, or were you missing some Portman Road comforts?
I don't know. I mean, I'm good. I mean, it almost seems normal now to be watching games with the filtered crowd.
Never normal. Never normal.
Not normal.
It's not. I know it's not normal, but it's become the norm over since the summer, isn't it?
We're going to have to get used to it, aren't we? Because it's going to be like this. Well,
I'm really
who knows?
enjoying doing this thing with because it's really great to get so many fans, comments, and interaction. But I missed my burger. I'm a big burger fan. Do you two have something when you get to Portman Road that you do, or maybe a program? Although you had your program come through the post, didn't you?
Yeah, got it here.
Look at this. Tee up for an advert.
Look. Loving the old school.
Dan Palfrey send a check to M Lambert at 4.
No, I missed it today because obviously I go with the boys and they're gutted. I've got Archie, Mini Cruncher there. He's 9 years old and he can't go and watch his football team. And it's not great, is it? It's not good. But look, we all watched it on telly today. The sun is shining. We've got 3 points.
Yeah.
And I'm having roast pork for dinner, so it's all good over here.
Do you know what I might do? I might nip down and get a Happy Meal.
No, so let's finish. Not finishing there, son. Let's finish on Mark Forster. A cup game this week for Town, so gives others the lads a chance to get match fit. We need to go on not a cup run. Nice to have one. Come on, lads, first game. So, cup this Wednesday. Matchday ticket will be with you. 6:30, we're going live. Myself, Neil Moles, and somebody else. If you fancy coming on, one of you watching, let me know.
Jordan, get Jordan on. He's good value.
Jordan. Costa del Lowestoft. Cruncher, Matt, what would you do with Wednesday?
Well, he's going to change the goalie, isn't he, Matt?
Yeah, I think Cornell will play. Maybe just give some, like you said, give some minutes to these strikers. We haven't seen Hawkins. Where is Hawkins? What's going on with him?
Even like Wilson will need another game. He's hardly played.
People need minutes. Hughes to get some more minutes. Ward
won't play. Wrap him in cotton wool. Kenlock will get a game. Hopefully, Dobra and El Mazzuni might get a game. McGavin.
Donatian.
Yeah, Donatian's there.
It'd be good to see these lads up against some Premier League opposition, won't it? Anyway.
They'll make 11 changes, won't they? Fulham will change their whole team, I would have thought.
Our championship host says, cup less important, especially with no fans. Josh Broadbent on Facebook. How do you reckon we will get on against Fulham in the Carabao? And Eric Clacton, I'm having cheese out of the traps. I would love to see him just stick 2 fingers up at the EFL and basically just put a bunch of 17, 18, 19-year-olds out.
It'd be nice to lose the game, but to give the youngsters some minutes and put in a good performance would be confidence for everyone. I think even if we to lose the game.
Hopefully you're not going to lose your head, Matt, after we lose another cup game.
Well, as long as we're not playing children, no.
Yeah, drinking on a midweek. The Wi-Fi's good over there. Did that strongly worded email go down well?
Yeah. I see, look, we're big in the pod feed now, you know what I mean?
So, before we leave, my man of the match poll, we've got on Facebook, Bishop won it at a canter. Dozell came in second. Sears got not one single vote. And on Twitter, just to let you all know, it's currently ongoing, but we've got Sears in last place again. Poor Freddie, I thought he had a good game. Nolan in second. Jeez, Twitter, what are you doing? Bishop won it again. So Teddy Bishop was today's man of the match across the board.
Did you not put Ward? You didn't have Ward. You didn't have Ward in your vote then?
I put other comment. Actually, no, to be fair, I suppose Dozell won it. Sorry, Andre won it. I'll say what I like. It's my show.
Anyway, big shout out. I thought Gwion Edwards, he'd done really well. He's come on. He's grabbed his chance when he came on today. Yeah. I thought he looked really, really lively.
Yeah, looked really
and I'm not having it. I'm not having it as an assist for Norwood, Matt. Miscontrol.
Can we discuss Norwood very quickly? I thought he was class when he came on. Oozed class. Held it up. Bullied the centre half. Bullied Naismith. And was involved. And in that header, so close. Much closer than Drinnan's ever gone.
Yeah.
No, you're watching a different game.
He's getting minutes. He's getting vital minutes.
Anyway, go and watch your egg chasing later.
Oh,
now that is not a proper game, is it?
Oh,
Shoulder pads.
Shush. Don't you start with
Shoulder
me now.
pads.
Right, we're done. Join me Wednesday, 6:30 with Neil Moles and somebody else. Someone come forward, please.
Not us. We will not be there.
We don't want you two. Had enough of you two. There we go. We're done. We're dusted. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday afternoon. 3 points in the bank. Come on, you Super Blues.